Hi everyone, I'm Suzanne Bates. Welcome to our virtual demonstration of our Speak Like a CEO program. This has been a very popular program for 15 years, and now we teach it virtually. So we're really excited to share with you what it's like to go through Bates program virtually. And with me is Scott Weigert, our Director of Learning, Andy Atkins, our SVP of Research, Innovation, and Practice, and two members of our marketing team, Megan McGrath and Roanne Neuwirth, who are going to be our team today as we demonstrate the virtues of virtual. So welcome, guys. Good to have you with us.
Great to be here.
I think some people may wonder why at all we need to teach a Speak Like a CEO program when we're all virtual right now, but really there's more reason than ever to do it, isn't there, Andy?
There absolutely is. This isn't just a matter of platform skills and standing on a stage. It's all about how you can be influential and communicate more effectively in a variety of places. And so it's just as relevant now as it's ever been, even more so.
One of the things that we feel very good about in our virtual experiences is they're really interactive. So we should kick that right off and show you what we mean by interactive. And I'm going to ask Scott to launch a poll that we would use with you and your team if you were to attend a virtual Speak Like a CEO program. How confident are you when it comes to delivering virtual presentations? So answer one of these and then we'll see how the poll turns out. My confidence is so high it's off the charts. Could be better, but I'm okay, I guess. Virtual presentation, shoot me now, or no idea. I've never actually done one. All right, everybody vote, and then we'll see what the results are. All right, well, it looks like we have some confidence building to do with this group today. Virtual presentation, shoot me down. It's going to be a lot of fun, I promise you, and that's one of the things that we tell our folks when you come in to Speak Like a CEO Bootcamp. We have you sweat in here so you don't sweat out there, right, Scott?
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us about what makes this program unique, Scott.
Well, a couple things. I think the biggest surprise to people is the interactivity of it. I think I'll even say to participants outright, you're probably expecting to sit here and have me blab at you for this whole session while you passively sit there and look at slides and take notes, and it's anything but. What we do is have people do some work in advance so they come in ready to hit the ground running. And from that point on, they're fast-paced sessions, a lot of partner work, a lot of small group work, live demonstrations, learn a tool, try it out, learn another one, try it out, get in front of a small virtual group, make a presentation. So I think people are surprised at how much it flies by and how much they have a voice.
Now, if Megan and Roanne were taking this course, Andy, they'd be doing some pre-work, right? And people get a little shy about pre-work, but it's actually kind of fun, isn't it?
Absolutely is, because it's an opportunity for you to learn some skills right off the bat, even before you come into the session. And so we've got some wonderful videos that illustrate a number of these strategic thinking tools that we're teaching in the course. And the participants can complete a couple of worksheets and they come ready and primed to work on the presentations.
So why don't we show everybody what we mean by tools. One of the tried and true tools of our Speak Like a CEO program, Scott, is the audience agenda system. Can you show us how that works?
So that's right, Suzanne. Basically, we pride ourselves on simple, powerful tools. So we like to say, if you can draw a vertical line down a page, that's the tool. You're not going to have to hunt down your participant's guide and try to figure out how did that audience agenda tool work again. So we're going to do that line. And then over here, we're going to put another line across horizontally. And on this side, we're going to put my agenda. So I'm going to have Megan be our volunteer right now. You've been voluntold, Megan, to be doing this. So we're going to ask Megan first off to look at her topic from her perspective. And Megan, what's the topic that you have in mind for your presentation?
Sure. Well, since I'm in marketing, we're going to say that this is a product 2.0 launch.
Okay, good. And who would you be pitching this idea to?
The senior leadership team.
Okay, so that's our audience. So again, as you start to look at it from your perspective, what do you want to say to these folks? What's on your mind on this topic?
Well, first of all, we'd want to be the market leader, and we'd want to demonstrate that we have a better product now, and create buzz with new and existing clients about the product.
Okay. So what I'd like to do now, Megan, is have you imagine that you're no longer Megan. You're now that senior leadership team. And I'd like you to do something we call 180 thinking and looking at it from their perspective. And if you're really looking at it from that point of view, what's on your mind? Why do you even care about this product 2.0? What are you thinking about this?
Yeah, well, I'd probably be thinking about two tough audiences. One, the senior leadership team saying that there's no budget for this now. And two, that they'd be concerned that the customers don't want the new product.
Okay, great. And one thing we like to do too is crowdsource this a bit. So Roanne, as part of our audience, if you were that senior leadership team, what would be on your mind? What would you be thinking, especially if you're one of the more important or skeptical people in this crowd?
Well, being in that role myself, I would definitely say that we have much too much going on already, and why add this to the plate?
Right, exactly. Yeah, anything else, Roanne, that you would think of?
Well, it also occurs to me that isn't this just bells and whistles? I mean, is it necessary?
Yeah, exactly. So Megan, as you look at this, these sides look pretty similar or pretty different? They look a little different, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so we like to say at Bates, we believe in simple solutions to that difference between the two sides. So what we're going to do is put a big red X through the left side of the page. And the punchline here, everybody, is if you're not on the right side of the page, you are on the wrong side of the page. So Megan needs to frame her presentation around these concerns and questions that are on the mind of the audience. So in a real program, Suzanne, we would actually go much deeper into this. That gives you just a brief taste of what that would be like to go through Audience Agenda, this kind of live demonstration with a little crowdsourcing, getting everybody involved. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's really a lot of peer learning there, and it's really valuable. Thanks, Scott. So all of us are working virtually now, and we're familiar with the term virtual fatigue, Andy, which means sitting in front of the computer all day. And one of the things we want to reassure people is that that's not what you're going to do when you come to speak like a CEO. We really strive to have a high-touch experience and make it an individualized experience too. How do we do that?
Two ways, Suzanne. The first is that we keep the interaction fast-paced so that there really isn't the opportunity for much fatigue when we're all together. But the second part is that we do what we think of as Zoom drop-in hours or virtual coaching, which is a key part of the program. And each of the participants gets time one-on-one with a Bates coach to work on their presentation before they have a chance to share it with others. And that really gives people a chance to have time that is a great investment for them and really get some concrete work done during the program itself.
All right, well, let's show everybody how that works.
Hey everyone, so one thing we'd like to show you now is how our one-on-one coaching sessions work during the Speak Like a CEO Bootcamp. So I've got Roanne here acting as our participant. So Roanne, I'd like to just find out where you're at with your big idea so we can figure out how I can be most helpful to you during the next 15 or 20 minutes is what it would be in real life. So would you maybe share your screen of your pre-work so I can just get a sense of you're coming along with that?
Sure.
So
Let me pull that up.
Yeah. All right.
So I've been making a little progress here.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, it looks like this looks very timely because you're working on a safety and health initiative. It looks around switching from respirators to face shields. That sounds great. I'm sure people are wanting to know about that. Okay, so it looks like you have all the component parts here of your big idea. Let's go to the next page and see if you were able to turn that into that 25-word or less statement, which we're looking for a big idea. It looks like you took a couple cracks at it here, huh?
Yeah, it took a little bit. I tried sort of two attempts, and I'd love your input on both of them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think the first one kind of gets the job done here, but I like the second one a lot because the first one, it's good. I think it checks all the boxes for me, but I love on the second one how you talk about how we're going to breathe easier, literally and figuratively, because we're looking for something that's sticky and memorable. So if this were an actual session, I'd probably say, Roanne, you're looking good, and I think the big idea is in great shape. Let's work on the other 5 parts of your 6-part presentation that you're going to deliver on video in the next session that we do as a group. So just to tell everybody else what would happen now, what if I got to this point and Roanne wasn't nearly this far along? Well, I might say, okay, let's do something a little different here. Let's show a whiteboard, I might say. And if Roanne was stuck, I might just say, okay, let's draw just a line down a page here, just so I can start working on something. And I might say to Roanne, okay, what's your topic here? And I could write some stuff about that. What's your audience here? as well, type some things about that. And we could start together some different ideas of what's going on. I'm just typing gibberish. And on the right-hand side, I'd probably start to iterate the big idea like Roanne's already done so nicely here. So that gives you a little sense of how this works. The other thing I like about the whiteboard here is at the end of this, once we come up with a nice big idea, I can also save it and I can just email it to Roanne right off the bat, and then she can plug that right into her presentation. So that's how it works.
Andy, we've been working virtually for a long time, but the global pandemic and the move to home has certainly ramped up our work in this area. And I know you and your team have been working hard on virtual design. What have we been learning about learning in the virtual world?
Well, I'd say that there are kind of two principles that are almost sacred to us around this. The first is that we want to make sure that what you do in the virtual area is just what has to be done face-to-face. And so if you can learn something on your own, we provide you with tools to learn it at your own pace, so that that time when you're in the session is the time where you're doing only what you could only do in the session. And the second thing is that we design to make sure that no section of our program runs longer than about 90 minutes, because we know that that's about the limit of attention that people can really bring to a virtual environment. So we'll make sure we have breaks in there, and we also really try to avoid doing day-long sessions. And typically our programs are a series of half-day sessions so that people don't get exhausted by that virtual experience.
Scott, you've been teaching Speak Like a CEO for a long time, and I know we've all come to appreciate what an intimate experience it can be, such a bonding experience for people when they're all in that classroom for 2 days and kind of, doing things that are uncomfortable and encouraging each other and helping each other along. How do we recreate that in the virtual world?
That's an interesting question. I would argue that the virtual programs is in some ways even more intimate than the live program, because we do have that dedicated one-on-one time that we showed earlier, where we can get somebody and give them the coaching one-on-one with a whiteboard or share a screen and do it that way. And, just one program I did recently, Suzanne, when we did storytelling, at the end, when we were graduating each other, which is how we often conclude our programs, we had people in tears at the end because the stories they shared were so personal and people were willing to open up. That happens in the live program too, but something about just being this close to everybody's faces, everybody's just right there in front of you, I think can make it, I think people are surprised at how moving it can be and how emotional and satisfying it can be in those ways.
Well, storytelling is one of the most powerful components of the Speak Like a CEO program, and people certainly love that, as they also love learning how to deliver a powerful, influential business case, talk about big ideas. And we can't show you every single one of our tools in our toolkit today, but we hope that this little demonstration has given you a feel for what it's like to work with us at Bates. And what we'd like to do is invite you to get in touch with us if you'd like to learn more about the Speak Like a CEO program. Get in touch with us at info@bates-communications.com. Thanks for joining us, and thanks to all of you. Great job.